giant whale won't leave diver alone. Then she notices the terrifying reason why. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Amidst the vast expanse of the South Pacific, where the azure waters kiss the shores of the Cook Islands, lies a realm where tales of enchantment unfold beneath the surface. Here, among the coral reefs and the shifting tides, dwell creatures of unfathomable grandeur and grace. Whales. Whales, with their immense size and enigmatic allure, have long held a revered place in the hearts and minds of humanity. Their presence invokes a sense of wonder and reverence, captivating the imaginations of scientists and storytellers alike. Within this realm of mystery, Elena Reyes, a seasoned marine biologist, finds herself immersed in a lifelong quest to unravel the secrets of these majestic behemoths. Born on the rugged borderlands of Maine and Canada, Elena's journey into the world of marine biology began at a young age. Drawn by the call of the sea and the enigmatic allure of whales, she dedicated herself to understanding and safeguarding these gentle giants. The Cook Islands, situated in the South Pacific, frequently witness interactions with these marine mammals. These peaceful behemoths have stirred waves of astonishment within the marine biology community, as they exhibit intelligence surpassing our initial estimations. There remain countless aspects awaiting discovery concerning these graceful leviathans. She has spent the last 30 years meticulously documenting numerous whale species, tirelessly advocating for their welfare and safety. According to Elena, a gratifying aspect of her role as a marine biologist is the opportunity to swim alongside whales on a regular basis. Accustomed to sharing the waters with these beloved creatures she ardently safeguards, she had grown accustomed to their company. However, a singular encounter would soon challenge her perceptions in ways she never imagined. Elena embarked on her customary swim along the shores of Ratonga, accompanied by colleagues and a boat for support. Meanwhile, a drone diligently monitored her movements from above as she swam alongside a small pod of humpback whales. And beknownst to her, an unexpected turn of events was about to unfold. Equipped with a waterproof camera, Elena continued to capture images of the humpback whales. Engrossed in her task, suddenly, a colossal male humpback weighing over 23 tons and stretching at least a staggering 50 feet in length began to descend towards the marine biologist. At that moment, Elena realized that his behavior was anything but ordinary. Typically, in her interactions with whales, Elena would take the initiative to approach them for documentation purposes. However, this time, an unusual dynamic unfolded as the normally placid creature surged towards her with unexpected urgency. Maintaining her composure, Elena steadfastly directed her lenses towards the immense humpback whale, capturing every moment of this peculiar behavior with unwavering determination. As the whale surged towards her with unprecedented intent, Elena's apprehension intensified. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, typically indifferent to human presence, this particular whale fixated its gaze on the marine biologist, its trajectory aimed directly at her. In a sudden and alarming turn of events, the whale collided with Elena, forcefully pinning her against the surface of the water. Despite Elena's frantic attempts to evade the advancing behemoth, her efforts proved futile as she found herself unable to break free from its grasp. Each endeavor to escape only propelled her farther from the safety of the boat and her colleagues. Elena found herself utterly powerless in the face of this unprecedented situation. Amidst the chaos, she grappled with the perplexing question of why the whale was exhibiting such bewildering behavior. Remaining composed despite the perilous situation, Elena relied on her expertise to devise a strategic plan for her survival. Recognizing the relative safety of staying close to the whale's head, she calmly positioned herself in this area, understanding that humpback whales lack teeth and instead possess soft baleen plates within their mouths. Trusting in her knowledge of these gentle giants, Elena harbored hope that her calculated decision would afford her the best chance of emerging unscathed from this harrowing ordeal. As Elena struggled to maintain her composure, she couldn't help but question why this unprecedented situation was unfolding despite her extensive experience with whales. Back on the boat, Elena's colleagues watched anxiously as they tracked her movements through the drone's feed. A sense of unease settled over them as they observed the unfolding events, unable to intervene and feeling utterly powerless. All they could do was bear witness to Elena's plight, their hearts heavy with concern and their minds fraught with the hope that she would emerge unscathed from the perilous situation. Despite the general rule of diving with a buddy for safety, Elena wasn't alone in the water. Her diving companion, though lacking in experience compared to Elena, was present. However, they were unable to comprehend the gravity of the situation unfolding before them. Even if her buddy had grasped the severity of the circumstances, their limited experience meant they were ill-equipped to offer any meaningful assistance to Elena in her time of need. However, the incessant movement and turbulence thwarted any meaningful communication attempts. Her diving companion could only watch helplessly as Elena was propelled further away from the safety of the boat, their shared sense of frustration palpable amidst the tumultuous waters. As Elena strained her eyes against the vast expanse of the ocean, she discerned another moving shadow in the Distensa second humpback whale. While the presence of these social animals together wasn't inherently surprising, the distinct behavior of this newcomer set it apart from the one that had been relentlessly pushing Elena. This anomaly struck Elena as highly unusual, adding another layer of complexity to an already perplexing situation. In the presence of the second whale, Elena's efforts to comprehend the situation intensified, yet she remained utterly confused. Despite her expertise in marine biology, Elena found herself grappling with the realization that this was an extraordinarily rare and complex scenario that defied comprehension even for someone of her caliber. With growing alarm, she witnessed the whale repeatedly smacking the surface of the water with its tail, as if engaged in a frantic effort to fend off an unseen threat behind it. With one whale relentlessly pushing her away and the other incessantly slapping the water's surface, the situation grew increasingly mystifying by the moment. Amidst the uncertainty, one thing became abundantly clear: nobody, not even Elena with all her expertise, could discern the true nature of what was transpiring in the depths below. After more than 10 minutes of being bumped and dragged away from the safety of the boat, she noticed bruises beginning to form on her body. The sharp barnacles that adorned the whale's skin scraped against her with each contact, leaving painful abrasions in their wake. Amidst the uncertainty and physical discomfort, Elena remained vigilant, searching for any clue that might shed light on the intentions of the two humpback whales. A glimmer of realization dawned upon her as she observed a subtle shift in the whale's behavior. In a sudden moment of clarity, the realization struck her like a bolt of lightning. Despite the tumultuous circumstances she found herself in, Elena began to understand that the true source of danger lay elsewhere, far beyond the reach of the humpback whales. With this revelation, the gravity of her situation shifted, prompting a profound sense of dread to settle over her as she grappled with the unsettling truth lurking beneath the surface. Determined to escape the looming threat, Elena resolved to break free from the whale's grasp and flee to safety. However, the colossal mammal showed no signs of relenting, persistently dragging her away despite her frantic efforts to escape. Undeterred, Elena continued to struggle against the powerful currents, desperately seeking a gap through which she could swim to freedom. With every ounce of strength she possessed, she fought against the relentless pull of the whale, her survival instincts driving her onward in a desperate bid for escape. As Elena strained her eyes toward the location where the second whale had been slapping the surface, her heart lurched at the sight of an even greater threat looming in the Distensa massive tiger shark. Known for their predatory nature and formidable size, tiger sharks pose a grave danger to humans, capable of growing over 15 feet in length. With horror gripping her, Elena realized her situation had become even more perilous. Now, she faced not only the unpredictable whales but one of the ocean's most fearsome predators. The once serene sea now felt like a treacherous abyss filled with unseen threats. Panic surged through her as she scanned the endless horizon, desperate for a chance to survive. Suppressing the pain from her bruises and the disorienting pull of the whales, Elena's mind raced to devise a plan. Drawing on her background as a marine biologist, she crafted a daring escape strategion that would push her to her limits. With the shark circling closer, she summoned her resolve for what would become the most dangerous swim of her life. Just as she prepared to flee, a shift in the whale's behavior caught her off guard. Sensing the predator's presence, the humpback moved between Elena and the shark, using its massive tail to send a powerful wave toward the threat. The whale positioned itself protectively, shielding her from the predator. Elena watched in awe, realizing she wasn't alone in her fight for survival. Despite the chaos and danger, The whale had taken on the role of guardian. It was a gesture of solidarity from a creature of the deep, and it gave her hope. Fueled by this newfound determination, Elena prepared to execute her escape. Seizing the moment, she broke free from the whale's grasp and powered toward the surface. Her lungs burned as she propelled herself upward, eyes locked on the distant silhouette of the boat. Her strokes were fueled by adrenaline and sheer willpower, the boat drawing closer with each second. But just as she reached out to grasp the vessel's edge, a jolt of searing pain shot through her leg. The tiger shark had breached the whale's defense and closed in on her with terrifying speed. Instinctively, Elena kicked with every ounce of strength she had, struggling to fend off the predator. The water churned violently as a life-or-death battle unfolded. The shark struck with deadly precision, while Elena fought to stay out of reach, the struggle draining her energy and resolve. Blood clouded the water as she resisted the razor-sharp teeth threatening to pull her under. Then, a thunderous roar echoed through the depths. The tiger shark hesitated, startled. In the next instant, the humpback whale surged forward like a battering ram, colliding with the shark and sending it reeling in a frothy cloud. The threat had been repelled, at least for now. As calm returned to the water, a wave of gratitude swept over Elena. The whale's intervention had saved her life not once, but twice. She was struck by the raw, humbling power of nature and the surprising compassion it could hold. With the boat nearing the shore, Elena made a silent vow. She would continue her work as a marine biologist with a renewed purpose to protect the majestic creatures of the sea. As she looked out across the vast ocean, she felt awe and reverence. The sea had given her a second chance. Every aspect of the incident was meticulously captured on camera, from Elena's viewpoint to drone footage. Though skeptics questioned her interpretation, Elena remained steadfast in her belief that the humpback whales had come to her rescue.